My name is Zach Koga with Minarik Drives, and in this video we're going to show you how to wire up the RG5500U using a speed potentiometer. The first thing we're going to do is set the input and output voltage switches. The input voltage switches are located next to the transformer, and they're factory default set for 230 volts AC. We're going to be using 115, so we'll switch both to the 115 position. Next, we're going to look at the output voltage switches. It's factory default set for 180 volts DC, but we're using a 90 volt motor, so we'll switch it to the 90 volt position. And last, we'll look at the feedback switch. This sets whether we're using armature feedback or tach feedback. We're going to use armature feedback, which is the factory default position. Next, we're going to take the armature leads from the motor and connect them to the drive. These will go on A1 and A2. To loosen up the terminals. And make sure they're screwed down tight. Like so. Next, we're going to connect a switch to the header block labeled regen brake. On this drive, the regen brake acts more like an inhibit from our other 4Q drives. Next, we're going to attach a direction switch so we can control the direction of the motor. The first lead to the switch will go to the common pin on the terminal block, and the next will go to the pin labeled direction. Next, we're going to attach our speed potentiometer. To do this, we'll take the common lead, connect it to S0, the wiper to S2, and because we want to connect the drive in the forward direction, we'll connect the positive lead to S1. If we wanted to run the motor in the reverse direction, we would connect the positive lead to S3. This drive can also accept a current or voltage signal to control the motor. To wire this up properly, please refer to your manual. Also, refer to your manual on the position of the dip switches when using a current or voltage signal. The factory default setting for the dip switches is set for a speed potentiometer. Next, we're going to connect the power leads to L1 and L2. These are located on the fuse block. Now that we've double checked all of our wiring, it's okay to apply power to the drive. We'll now go over a quick test procedure to make sure everything is working as intended. We'll turn up our main speed pot and make sure the drive is commanding the motor to rotate. We'll now test the full speed range to make sure we're getting the max speed we require for our application. We'll now turn our speed pot back down to 50 and test the regen brake. We'll unactivate the brake and then test the direction switch to make sure the motor switches direction. Turn our speed pot back down to 0 and everything is working as intended. Thank you for watching this wiring demonstration brought to you by Minarik Drives. If you have any other questions, please feel free to visit us at www.minarikdrives.com or call one of our application engineers at 815-624-6950.